What up, y'all? Dr. Ironbat Prime 2.0 back again with this new video, aka Noah, and well, this is a prop tutorial of mine, and one of my first props that I have made for this year is Marshall Lee's axe slash guitar from Adventure Time. Now, I am planning to do a Marshall Lee cosplay later on in the future, so stay tuned and be on the lookout for that later on. But one of the things I really want to have and make the cosplay pop, having the guitar and or the axe, because I mean, well, if you're gonna be an Adventure Time character, you gotta have the right kind of props and weapons. And well, Finn has a dozen swords, and Ice King of course has his crown, and well, Marceline and Marshall Lee, they have their bass slash guitars and axe. So I wanted to go, so Marshall Lee, his is a lot more different than Marceline's. I mean, if you compare the two, I mean, this is what his looked like, and of course I had to look up a few images here and there of what it looked like, and here's what Marceline's looked like. And yeah, it's very different than what they are both like in the show. And well, I want to make this because, well, again, I am planning to cosplay as Marshall Lee the Vampire King, so I thought, why not make the guitar? So I'll admit, this is actually made out of foam. The center core is actually flattened down PVC pipe, and this is a prop that took me, I want to say, like nearly a week. I mean, I'm not in a hurry. I'm in no rush for a convention or event at the moment, but this was something I wanted to work on for fun. And well, I'm going to show you guys how I pieced this thing together. So let's get into your supplies and see how I was able to, well, make this bad boy just, well, just for this cosplay. So one of the things I did first was make a paper pattern, and then it was just a matter of using some 3mm foam, cutting it up here and there. I had to cut like 3 different, well, actually, I meant to say 3, sizes are the same. And it was just a matter of cutting them up, making sure that they are the right size, and just making sure that they, well, fit together. And that's what I did for the axe area right here. Like, it was pretty much just, well, you can actually see right here. Well, actually for the axe part, well, right here, I had to cut 4 pieces of foam to make sure that they stick together like a sandwich. It was mostly at the end area right here that I used 3, and same goes for this part right here, 3 pieces of foam. And same goes for the axe part right here. You could actually see, I did my best to try and cover it up. But yeah, that's what I did for that part. And yeah, it was just a matter of cutting it up, making sure it fits together. And another thing I did work on, of course, the skull right here, pretty much like the fun and easy part of, well, of making this prop. Because it was just a matter of, well, again, making a paper pattern, cutting up some foam, and well, cutting in a hole on the inside so that way, yeah, well, the PVC pipe could fit straight through, and it's connected to the guitar. And I did make these silver bit areas out of, well, some soda can kind of foam. It was pretty simple, easy, and just a matter of cutting it up. Yeah, that's what this whole process is, just cutting up some foam here and there, and just making it, well, making sure it fits, making sure it's the right size, and then just gluing it down. And the glue I used was contact cement and a little bit of Loctite for some areas here and there. And yeah, that's what I did for the skull, that's what I did for the axe, and that's what I did for this area right here. Yeah, that's why it took me a while to figure it out. But also, it's just a matter of, well, this area right here, this whole broad area, well, I keep forgetting this part because I'm not an expert on guitars, and I never owned one, so please don't hate me. Sorry, I'm not sorry for playing a real guitar. But yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of, well, just cutting up more foam, and again, in the inside, it's actually a flattened down PVC pipe that I used a heat gun to make sure that it would stay flat, and then just sandwiched it all together, cut up some foam areas from both ends, and then just making sure that it was plasti dipped, because that was the paint I used for everything right here. it was black plasti dip, but I did use some white plasti dip on the skull, so that way I didn't have to, well, paint over it with white. So yeah, I used white plasti dip on the skull, and then black plasti dip for, well, the whole, everything red was black plasti dip. And then that was when I went in with a Rust-Oleum red, I believe, and well, it was just a matter of just letting it dry, yeah, and all. And yeah, and another thing about the skull, well, translation on what I did for, well, for the face, pretty simple and easy. I pretty much just used a little bit of, well, some black Sharpie. I mean, it was simple, it was easy. I thought I was gonna have to like use black acrylics or black Plavix paints, which I use for several cosplays of mine, but hey, I just went in with right here, again, with a black Sharpie, but with the silver areas right here, I went in with a, well, with a Mall Master Silver, because that's what it was like in the show, and I just wanted to make it as accurate to the show. And another thing I did do, I added in a black wash right here with, well, with black shoe polish. Same goes for, well, the end of the guitar right here, because, well, because it was like that in the show, and same goes for this bit right here. And right here, it's part of the show as well. I pretty much went in with a black acrylic just to paint that in, because it was part of the, well, I mean, it's pretty much a battle damage kind of axe, so it's obviously going to be used. And I did went in with some Silver Mall Master paints for the bits right here, because that's what it was like in the show. And last two things I did do. This is actually red elastic strap that I got at Hobby Lobby, and it was just a matter of, well, gluing it down, well, using hot glue to glue it right here and glue it right here, so that way it would stay put and not go anywhere. I thought I was gonna have to use a black one because that was all I found, but yeah, I guess going to hobby shops and would be very helpful if you want to find this kind of thing. So I'm glad I was able to find one of these in red. And the strings right here, in the show he does have 3, so it was just a matter of, well, it was tricky, I will admit, but it was just a matter of measuring it up and then cutting it down. It was actually, well, black yarn, I believe, that I got at Hobby Lobby, but yeah, it was just a matter of, well, gluing them down right here from the end of the skull by using Loctite, and then just making sure it was straight enough that it would also glue down right here. And yeah, I was very patient with the glue drying, because, well, I mean, it might be Loctite, so once it sticks there, it's stuck and it's hard to take off. But hey, that's what I did for the guitar, and that's how I made this thing. Again, this thing took me, well, almost a week. Wasn't in a hurry, but hey, here's some up-close looks at what this thing looks like in a more, well, up-close way. And now y'all know. So yeah, I had a lot of fun making this thing. I had a lot of fun just piecing it together. I'll admit it was a bit challenging and there was a little bit of error, but I managed to get there in the end. And again, I am looking forward to cosplaying as Marshall Lee from Adventure Time. So be on the lookout for when I do a video on, well, how I make that cosplay happen, even though it might be a casual cosplay. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys learn a few things here and there. And well, if you guys want to make a Marshall Lee guitar or even Marceline's, from Adventure Time, well, just watch, enjoy, repeat this video and other videos of mine. But also, just to wrap it up, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already by hitting subscribe right down there, along with hitting that bell down there so that way you guys are notified for my next video. But also, don't forget to comment below, hit the thumbs up, that would be very supportive. But also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media stuff, which is just right here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, make sure to follow me on TikTok, and I just might follow you guys right back at you. But till next time, this is Marshall Lee, the Vampire King, signing out, and see you villains later.